it is to laugh. It truly is to laugh. Hello everyone, Sonic Blue here, and here I am yet again to point out another example of the PayPal scammer. And I just had to point this email out. In case you don't see it for yourselves, let me point out a few things extra that did not appear in my previous PayPal prevention scam, or PayPal scam prevention video. I'm going to go into this email because it is so funny. Oh, you wait till you see this. Now, they're using a scare tactic, and they put a "re" in the subject line, like they tried to contact me before, or they contacted me based on a response that I made to them, hence the RE colon. Your account, no T on it, account, has been suspended, permanent, exclamation, code service, blah, 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 blah. So I saw this, I'm like, oh, brother, let me just take a moment to laugh at how ridiculous and stupid these scammers are. Let's go into the email. The email, first of all, remember in my previous video that I told you to watch out for the email where it came from. Admin services at resolve-ac.business. That has nothing to do with PayPal, folks. If it was from PayPal, it would have a PayPal address, not resolve-ac.business, whatever the hell that is. And they at least knew how to spell PayPal correctly, capital P, PayPal. PayPal dispute. Okay, looks kind of sort of legitimate. But now we get into the email. No logo. There is no PayPal logo this time. It just states it just as plain as day. PayPal. 2 different links. As you can see, it's highlighted in 2 different positions. So they opened a link here and closed it at the end of pay, opened it back up again in front of PAL, and closed it again. So PayPal. 2 different links. Why would they do that? Alright. We need your help. Isn't that what Bugs Bunny said on Space Jam when he called out to Michael Jordan? We need your help! I don't think PayPal needs our help that badly. But anyway, continuing on. Dear sonicblue@yahoo.com. Gee, that's my email address, but that doesn't happen to be my name. And PayPal always refers to their customers by name, not by email address, and not by customer. So let's get that clear. We emailed you a little while ago to ask for your help resolving an issue with your PayPal account. Your account is still temporarily limited because we haven't heard from you. That's funny, I never got an email at this address from PayPal. Probably because PayPal never sends it to this address. I get my PayPal email address to my PayPal email address, and sonicblue@yahoo.com isn't it. Continuing on, what's the problem? That's what I want to know. We noticed some unusual log-in activity. Not login, it's log-in. We noticed some unusual log-in activity. So they noticed something unusual, so they want me to log in to my activity. That's basically how this reads. Otherwise it would have been login, one word, with your account. Please check that no one has logged into your account without your permission. Take a moment. Okay, last time I checked there was only 2 M's in moment, one in the beginning and one is the 3rd letter, but not in the 4th letter another M. Moment. To change your password and security questions and review. R-I-V-I-E-W. Who's writing this? Review your account information and recent transactions for changes or unknown payment. So I guess if the payment is broken, then you would have to paymend it. Is that what they're trying to say? Because I have never heard the term paymend before. I have had lots of bank accounts and lots of them have become overdrawn, and I have never heard the term paymend before. But continuing on, if you see a payment you don't recognize with an S, recognize, go to the resolution center. Okay, well, I'll give them credit for this. Some people in some cultures and some countries, they do spell center with the R before the E. In the United States, however, where the PayPal is based out of, always would say CENTER. Okay. And report it by clicking dispute a transaction. How you can help. It's help us. That doesn't even make sense. Folks, I'm an English major, and that to me does not make sense. It's help us. So basically, they're saying it is help us. Does not make sense, folks. They don't know what the hell they're saying. It's help us with this and to see what you can and can't do with your account until the issue is resolved. Log into your account and go to the resolution. Now this time they've spelled it right. Center. Well, what the hell is this? They spelled it wrong here, but look over here, it's spelled right. And then look at that. Look, confirm your account now. There happens to be a link that you can click on that you can go and confirm your account. How much you want to bet, it does not go to PayPal. It may go to something that looks like PayPal, but trust me, it's not PayPal. Look at this. Confirm your account now. Now look at the link it gives us. Down in the corner it says, it's one of those link shorteners. You know, where you go and click on a link and then it's like a shortened URL and then you go to it and then it redirects you to a longer URL. That's what this is. It will take you to bit.ly/2M EXIS That doesn't go to PayPal, folks. So anytime that you see a link in an email, and if this was ever any matter of concern, the address that you would normally click on would always lead straight to PayPal. Wouldn't lead you to a shortened URL. Is not going to lead you to any other website but PayPal. So that's how you can definitely tell this is definitely no PayPal. So if you get an email like this, folks, don't fall for it. Don't be stupid. And please don't give out any personal information like your username, your password, and don't even think about replying to this email and correcting them on their mistake. I am not, like, if I were to reply to this and say, oh, excuse me, I don't use this email address for PayPal, you guys are stupid, I use another one, and this is the one I use. Don't even do that. Because, you know, they're either looking for people to fall for the scam, to go into this link here, confirm your account now, and fix up their problem. Folks, if you ever get an email from PayPal, first of all, check out the legitimacies. Make sure it is from PayPal. Highlight your mouse over everything. And notice PayPal would never just write PayPal and have two links in the word PayPal. Because as you can see, it's highlighted. 2 different times, PayPal. They're going to have the PayPal logo. Now that's going to be a lot more difficult to disguise than just having a text link. And I can already see through this. I mean, if not for the bad spelling, because people at PayPal know how to spell. Trust me, they know how to spell everything. Look at the email address. Does it go to PayPal or does it go to someplace else? Because anytime you get an email from PayPal, they will first of all have an email address that comes from PayPal. Second of all, they're going to refer to you by name, not by email address. Okay? Thirdly, if they have a link there, don't click on it. Whatever you do, it's going to send you to their make-believe site. You're going to enter in your information, and then next thing you know, your account is going to be empty. You don't want that to happen, folks. Even if they say you have to change your email address, you have to change your password, we've discovered some unusual activity, and it's not going to say we're going to permanently suspend your account because of it. That's not what PayPal does. PayPal will put a temporary lock on your account so that they will encourage you to call them to have it removed to verify whether or not it was you in the transactions that you have supposedly made. Now that's what PayPal does for their customers. They are never going to say permanently suspended. They're never going to do that. There's always going to be a way to resolve the issue. Now, look at this. Pay-Pal. I don't even know why they bother. I mean, if you saw Pay-Pal and assumed that an email came to you from PayPal, would you ever expect this to be legitimate when they spell Pay-Pal? You shouldn't, and neither do I. PayPal will never put a dash in between Pay and Pal. That's a given. And one one final thing. This thing is just going to get deleted right out. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, yes, and this email here, folks, pay no mind to it. I wanted to authenticate a alleged, and this is another reason how I got scammed. Actually, it wasn't really much of a scam. I'll explain this here for everybody. I was given a Johnny Cash CD, and it was alleged to have been signed by the Man in Black himself. And for the longest time, I just let it go. It stayed in my possession for the longest time. I didn't pay no mind to it. I didn't think about it. Well, knowing his inability to tell any truth whatsoever, I was getting out my CDs, and I came across that Johnny Cash CD. And I thought, just for the hell of it, I want to look in to see if I can authenticate this Johnny Cash CD. So this is a scam within a scam here, folks. Now, take a look at this signature. That is not Johnny Cash's signature. And I took a look at it, and I'm like, well, Johnny Cash never really signed his name so clearly, so legibly. And he never signed his name John R. Cash. So I got a little curious. And I did compare it to authentic signatures of Johnny Cash, and the two look nothing alike. So just for on the safe side, I went to a professional autographed rater, authenticator, and went to him, sent him an email, sent him this picture. He came back and says it's most likely a fake. As you can see, I acquired a CD alleged to have been signed by Johnny Cash. Even I don't believe it. Several years ago, and I would like to know if this signature is genuine or a forgery. And he came back and said, thank you for your email. Unfortunately, this looks to be a fake, and it certainly is. Johnny Cash never signed his name John R. Cash, and he never signed his name so legibly. Johnny was always signed with this J, and this doesn't really loop up here, but it's more jagged, like more pointed down, up, and then around, and then a squiggly line for the rest of his first name, and then a line down to signify the Y. And then Cash is just this big C, and then a squiggly line, and then make off the H, which is never open, never an open loop, always a closed loop. It's always a line up and down, and then the rest of the H, and then a line going a lot further across than this. It would be like more like out to here. So this is obviously a fake. The person who signed this obviously does not know how to sign Johnny Cash's name, and passed this off as a legitimate autograph. And the guy could never tell the truth anyway, the guy who gave it to me in the first place. So, yeah, if he happens to be watching this video, I caught you red-handed again. I never believed this for a moment that this was real. Maybe at first I did because I wanted to believe it, but after seeing how your activity was around the house when we lived together, and your stunts that you pulled, I do not tend to believe anything you say from henceforth, and this kind of verified it right here. So if you're listening, I really have nothing to do with you. So now I'm stuck with a Johnny Cash fake signature, and I don't know what the hell to do with it anymore. I can't sell it off as an autographed CD because it's not autographed authentically. So therefore, if I did try to sell it, I'd get in trouble for forgery. So I'm stuck with this thing now. I can't get rid of it. Or at least I could. I could probably pass it off to somebody. But anyway, you probably don't want to hear about this, the way I got scammed into believing that this was a Johnny Cash authentic signature when really it isn't. But anyway, yeah, for the guy who signed this, dude, do your research and find out how Johnny Cash really signed his name. And then maybe you can convince somebody, but you sure as hell didn't convince me. Anyway, back to the PayPal issue. Folks, if you ever suspect that your PayPal account is under any form of question or quandary or problem or anything that needs your attention, never, 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 ever go through an email to go to your PayPal account. Ever. Even if it's authenticated from PayPal, you never know who you're going to be dealing with. The best plan of action to take, and if you really want to investigate this further, go into PayPal via browser, not via email, and log into your account through your browser the way you normally would. If there's a problem, it'll be noted on the website in your account. And if you're unsure, That's what PayPal customer service is for. So take down the phone number, have it in your speed dial. It will do you a world of good. So call them up and inquire if there is really anything wrong with your PayPal account. And PayPal will help you. They are awesome people. They're really great to deal with. They are very helpful, and they strive to keep their customers protected. So please protect yourself. Don't fall for the scammer email. And if you get any email from PayPal, don't go through the email itself to get to your account. Open up a browser window and go in there yourself and log in the way you normally would. Don't ever go through an email to go into PayPal, because that's just asking for trouble. So for staying away from scammers, this is Sonic Glue, and as always, stay safe out there. Don't do anything dumb, and above all, don't let anyone rip you off.